Yes, y'all. Yes, y'all. You know what it is. It's them kids and wives and 925s, but we are still married to the games. Episode 285. Yes, sir. We are 15 weeks away from episode 300.
That is insane.
Wow.
A little over 3 months away from everybody descending on Nashville, Tennessee. If you want to come.
Family reunion.
It's as easy as that.
You know, is it weird whenever you say 15 away, that feels like forever to me, but then you say
It
3 months,
does.
I'm like, oh my gosh, it's around the corner.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Exactly.
It's just,
Better start packing now.
It's your boy Gabe Patillo with Tim Router, Ed Placencia, and Chris McCracken, of course. And as always, we are talking games and life and games. Thank you guys so much for being here. We really, really appreciate it. This is one of the highlights of my week, except sometimes.
Okay.
Except for when it's not.
wow. Love you,
know,
too,
them days
man.
where-
Yeah, seriously.
No, it's-
There's a lot of
I'm
love
talking
going
about-
on, dude.
I'm just saying, them nights that me and Jenny have to work late into the night, and then we got to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Just for those couple minutes before we get until we get to the yes, y'all, I'm upset.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
And then everything after yes, y'all, I'm good with.
It's like
Okay,
going on
yeah.
stage. Everything just turns to autopilot.
Exactly. It's dragging myself out of bed that I don't look forward to.
That's
Well,
true.
unfortunately, you don't have to. Why? Because it's a
Night
Tuesday!
Ed. Oh, way to ruin it, Ed.
Sorry.
Edward.
I have to say thank you to my my co-hosts here. We did switch it to Tuesday night because I am single dadding it up.
Yeah, you are.
These 3 days I'm home. My wife is in California. And so I didn't want to get in the way of trying to get Amara to school. California love. Nice.
She's out traveling with Meredith Andrews singing backups.
Could you imagine? That'd be really funny. Chris McCracken.
Yes.
How are you, sir?
Doing well. Last week was, I feel like a bit of a broken record here lately, but it was a really busy week. We weren't actually doing any shooting. Well, I guess that's not true. We had this one big meeting that we had on Thursday that I had to help cover the audio visual side for that aspect. But outside of that, it's just been feverishly working to meet a deadline. I had to try to have everything turned in on a certain project today, but which a lot of different pieces were up in the air up until like Thursday, and I had to wait on decisions being made about some things. So that just made it to where I had to ramp it up. So on Thursday and then Friday and then yesterday and a little bit today, I had to stay later just to kind of make sure. And I probably would have been fine a couple of those days, like just leaving on time, but I'd rather be sure that things are in a good spot than
Right.
because inevitably you're going to get to the last day when you think you have everything ramped up, and then there's going to be some curveball thrown at you that you got to deal with. So the more ahead of the game I can be, the better. But everything got done on time and it's all finished up, so everything's good there. And another thing that I had last week was I had a lot of evenings after the late time at work. So like on Tuesday night, this one girl who had left to go do this other job, kind of a little bit more on something that was a bit more in her wheelhouse. She was meeting over in our area with some people outside after work for like a little happy hour, kind of get together, just catch up and everything. So I went and met up with that, and that was a lot of fun. And then on Wednesday, I actually got to go meet up with Nathan Thomas because he's in town.
Nice.
Yeah, he's in town doing a couple of things with some leading a team. They're changing some computers over to, I think they may be bringing in some new ones, but also changing over all the systems to this one branch they have down here over to Windows 10 from Windows 7. So he had a team there and they were all leading, and we were like, okay, well, we're going to have to find a time and meet up. And then so he was saying, hey, I'd sent him all these different places kind of near where he was because he actually wasn't very far from where my building is, where I work. I said, here's all these different places that you can eat. Here's a few different things you can go check out. It's like, I don't know what your free time is going to be like, but obviously you're going to have to eat. So here's a couple of choices depending on what you want. And one of the things I'd listed on there was barbecue. And that night he's like, we haven't had barbecue yet, so let's go do that. And I was like, all right, cool. And so we go and we meet up around 6:30, I think it was, which is not too bad. Like I usually get off around 5, but like I said, I was working late anyway, so I just worked up until he texted me and said, "Hey, we're on our way there." And I met him there, and so we went to this. I think I've actually taken you that barbecue, one of the barbecue places that we've taken you to before, Gabe, when you were visited.
Oh, that was the first time we hung out. Yeah.
Yeah, and so we went there, and I've never been there at what I kind of quote unquote a peak time. So this was 6:30 at night. So we get there, and it's cold. It's a little bit rainy, and we had to wait. The line was outside already, out the door.
Oh,
so we're in there waiting, and you know, it wasn't too bad, except for one guy didn't have a jacket, and it was like 38 degrees or something ridiculous because it was one of the really cold days. He's like, "This is not at all what I thought Texas would be like." And I was like, "Yeah, I didn't even bring a big jacket." So it's like, it's like, well, sorry about that. And so we're waiting, and luckily it gets us inside relatively quickly, but it's still, you know, overall until we get to the actual area where you're picking all your, I want to have, you know, the brisket and this, that, and whatever. It's pretty long. They're like, so Nathan just kind of turned to me. He's like, "Is this going to be worth the wait?" And now I'm feeling all self-conscious. I'm like, geez. I mean, I eat this all the time, so I was like, I hope. So I was like, I'm trying to name off other places we can go if you want. He's like, "No, let's just stay here." I'm like, "All right, cool, we can stay here." So we ended up staying there, and then once we got through, we got our food, which really wasn't that. We were thinking it was going to take like an hour. Probably overall from the outside all the way in was maybe half an hour, I think. So not too bad. But we got in there, we ate, and I hope they weren't just, you know, saying it just to say it, but all they did was gush about the barbecue the whole time. So I feel like I did a good job. I was like, all right, good. As long as you guys are happy, that's the main thing, because I'm the one who suggested this place, not realizing it was going to be quite this long a wait. But it was a lot of fun. His friend or his coworkers that were with him were Ernest and Jeremy. They were really cool guys. We just chatted throughout the night. Of course, Nathan and I would talk about some gaming related stuff. But then I would just chat with his other teammates about like the project that they're working on, what their hobbies are outside of that. They're really into fitness and hiking and doing some other outdoorsy kinds of stuff. And I'm like, "What's that? I'm a gamer." And so we were just chatting about it for a while. And then I got to take a picture with Nathan. I think I put it. I meant to put it on Twitter. I don't think that I did. I put it in the Discord because Nathan's one of our Discordians, if you will. And so I wanted to make sure I posted in there. And I actually, one of my things, I got this crazy idea, which, you know, because I play PUBG a lot with Nathan whenever I had, when I had Xbox Live, which I need to re-up. And I said, you know, I'm going to take a picture. I want to hold up some chicken. And I want to say I got a real life chicken dinner with you, because he's the only one who I actually got a chicken dinner with in the game. And I was like, yeah. So I was like, I'm going to take that picture. Exactly, right? Chicken. All these dad jokes that I have all the time, and I'm not even a dad. It's the craziest thing. They just rub off.
I know. You might want to adopt.
Yeah, I know. I just have to look into that. So outside of that, on Saturday, it was my nephew's birthday, so we met up with a bunch of family and had a little birthday party for him. That was a lot of fun. And then on Sunday, my dad and my stepmom came over to our house, which my dad had been here because he helped install the carpet in our house, but my stepmom had not seen the house. So now I think everybody in my immediate family has seen the house. So
nice.
Except me.
Well, yeah, that's true. And you're not even coming to Dallas this next go round, so
I know.
whatever.
I'm so mad.
But it's okay, because
sad.
we're going to be going on the Toby Stacy birthday fun tour anyways, and we're going to be hitting up 2 of the different dates.
That's right.
Yeah. On the gaming front, all I've been playing is Overwatch. When I have a little bit of spare time, like I said, been doing a lot of other things, and it's just something I can get in a quick match or two. I haven't had any time to play anything else. I was talking with Ed a little bit earlier on, because we jumped on the Discord a little bit earlier before we started recording. And I was saying, you know, there's a bunch of games will be coming out here soon. I feel like we have Moss that just came out on PSVR, which I'm planning to pick up. Far Cry 5 is not too far away, and I'm toying with the idea of maybe getting that. And then we have God of War, which I think is in April. So it's like a bunch of games are about to start hitting. So I feel like this little spurt of like not having a ton to play outside of Overwatch is going to dry up. But at the same time, I was like, oh yeah, I still have the Frozen Wilds or whatever. I haven't even touched it.
Oh,
that's right,
man, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I just keep forgetting about that. That's even a thing. I think the reason I keep forgetting it, the main reason, is because it's tied into the actual game. It's not like a standalone thing, so it's not on my dashboard. It's like tucked away in a folder. Because you would have to boot up the game, and if it works anything like The Last of Us, I don't even know because I haven't booted up the game. But on The Last of Us, when you want to play Left Behind, you boot the actual game, and it's just a choice in the menu. So because it's all tucked away in a folder and I just never see it, it's like out of sight, out of mind. I just completely forget about it. So I'm hoping to jump into that. And then also I have, I finally got, not too long ago, I got Shadow of the Colossus from Ed when he sent it to me. So I want to give that a shot too and see am I going to be rage quitting it as well and be like, all right, who's this going to next? Or am I going to be
They
all
just pass
about
it around the podcast.
Exactly. I'm just going to forward it around to everybody. And then it'll just be like the Married to the Games library of physical games that nobody wants to play. Right. We'll just keep passing it around. I'll check that out. Never mind. It's back. So we'll just have to see. But that's pretty much it for me. It's just been a lot of work and just a little bit of Overwatch gaming. And that's about it.
Mm-hmm. There you go. Mm-hmm. Tim?
Oh man, it's cray over here. We had I was watching an amazing Predators game, so I'm coming off that high. We were playing against our rivals, the Winnipeg Jets. We are number 1 in the division. They are number 2. We were down 2 goals twice and come back and win it 6-5. It was amazing. It was really cool.
Ooh, yeah.
And 6-5 in a hockey game. Wow.
Exactly. The new guy that we just got from the Blackhawks, Ryan Hartman, scores the game-winning goal. Just traded on Monday. So how about that? That's awesome. Piper's topic of the week, roller skating. Because at school, they just started, for gym, they're going to start roller skating now. So we had to bring her a helmet this morning, and they give her little skate rentals, and so she's starting to roller skate, and I think that's a lot of fun, and she's having a good time with it. So never skated before, so I'm hoping she didn't fall too bad. But when we went ice skating when we were up in New York, she had some hard hits, and I was like, oh, that's going to hurt, but she got right back up, man. This little chick can take a hit, which is pretty amazing.
Is it the 4-wheeled skates?
I believe. Oh, I'm sure it's the 4-wheel skates for kindergartners. I don't think they're rollerblading anytime soon. So, so I think it's the old school, our era, Ed, roller skates that they're using, which is pretty amazing.
I thought in your era they were square.
They might have been. They might have been square.
And you just scooched around.
Yeah, I was waiting for that too. I was like, oh, good Lord. I'm waiting for that one.
Yeah.
So she's doing that. She's loving roller skating. We have our first soccer game this Saturday, which is insane. Half of our team is either sick or broken a arm or what have you. So that'll be interesting. So it might just be the coach and I out there playing on Saturday. So that's going great, I guess. And so yeah, man, it's just just life and just work and all kinds of stuff is happening. It's been nuts. I will say on the gaming side, I got that platinum for AC Origins. I'm so happy.
Nice.
Very, very excited. It was not as bad of a grind as I thought, and explored a little bit more. I had finished the main story last week, and then I just had to go back and get a few other trophies, and boom, that platinum is done. So I haven't actually been able to play anything. I finished that on Monday morning, I think, or was it Sunday? It might have been. It was Sunday morning I finished and got the platinum. So I haven't been able to pick up anything. But Chris, now that you mentioned it, man, I might play the Frozen Wilds. I think that sounds awesome. I could get back into that game.
Yeah, I need to get into it as well.
Yeah, I mean that game was just so good. So yeah, I'm really excited about that. Another platinum under my belt, and so I'm super thrilled for that. And what a great game! And so that, man, that's...
How many do you have right now, platinums?
I don't know.
Because I think you're like me, right? You really only started going for them on PS4? Like, I never went for a single one on PS3.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're absolutely right. It is PS4. I'm going to look it up real quick. Just cause...
You probably would have gotten that first Walking Dead one on PS3.
Yes.
Yeah, you know what? That's true.
Oh, right.
I have 12 platinums.
Wow, look at you.
Yeah,
Schooling
That's
me.
a lot.
I only got 7.
Oh, snap. Look at me. So anyway, I think I might get into that Frozen Wilds, and then we've got Far Cry 5 coming up, and then God of War. So I've got pretty much my gaming schedule set, which is really great. Man, that's it. I'm kind of boring and tapped out, so that's it for me.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Eduardo.
Yes, sir.
Let us know about it.
Let's see. This weekend, Sarah and I went out with the Tatmans and our friends Jack and Hillary, and
the Tatmans,
the old Tatmans, and got my first escape room win.
Yay! For the win.
Awesome.
We went down to Fort Wayne, and they have an escape room. It's actually a really well done escape room. I was very impressed. And we did a pirate themed escape room, and it was a lot of fun. We got out with 9 minutes to spare. And,
Ooh, deal.
Yeah. We were having a good time. So it was a lot of fun, and was able to realize who I do need on my team to be successful and who I don't.
There it is. That's
So
right.
there you go.
No names needed.
And
No
Sarah
names
is
needed.
out.
Sarah and I went to the movies this week with our movie pass. Went and saw Game Night, and that was a
Oh,
lot
how
of
was
How
that?
was that?
Yeah, I
we
want to see
enjoyed
that.
it. If you saw the movie Date Night with Steve Carell and Tina Fey, and if you
Yes.
liked that, you'll like this.
Okay.
It's lighthearted, just a lot of fun. Oh no, they're in over their heads, but it's still funny along the way, and we had a good time watching it.
Good.
There were only 2 other people in the theater because we went to the
Awesome.
Lake Show in small town Indiana, and it was nice. We had it all to ourselves. And on the gaming front, I picked up, because Sarah and I are about to leave town for about a week, I picked up Overwatch on the PC. And
Yeah, nice.
Wow, look at you.
so
Good deal.
yeah, we're bringing the PS4 with us just because we want to introduce our friends to the PSVR. But I don't want to. The people we're staying with, they only have the one TV, and so I don't want to. I'd like to be able to game over a week, but I don't want to hog their TV. So I thought, maybe I'll try it on the PC and stumble there for a bit. And if that's the only time I play it, it wasn't super expensive anyhow. So just very basic. I played the tutorial, and my hand cramped up from trying to touch 18 keys at once.
Yep.
So we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
Welcome to PC gaming.
I
know,
wonder
right?
if, I know this would be a silly thing, but I'm just curious because other games do it. I wonder if it has even an option to attach a controller. I know that would put you at a big disadvantage, but I'm just curious.
Right.
if
I
it
wouldn't
even
be
is an
surprised if
option.
it didn't. But yeah, I don't know.
You can also
will.
do, can't,
On
doesn't,
computer, you can do workarounds.
doesn't, I know PS4 can do like remote play, which granted you're going to have it with you, so it might not be plugged anywhere. But doesn't Xbox have some sort of remote play to where like you can connect to it back at your house, or is that only within the home network? Do you know?
As far as I've been able to figure out, it's only games that are also like Xbox One, Windows 10, and then it's
I'm sorry,
available on.
I don't mean the play anywhere, because I think that's similar where you can actually download the game and like you have you could have a copy in both
Right.
areas. But
You can remote play on Windows 10.
yeah, to where you're actually running it off of the X1, but it's streaming to your PC. That way, in case your PC's not strong
That's right.
enough. Yeah, but
That's
does that work
true.
outside the home, or is that an only in
I
home
don't know.
thing?
I
I
haven't
feel like there
tried
was
it.
the distinction that way. That somebody was saying, "Oh, but first, I thought there was some."
I
difference
think you can
between the
do it
two.
away.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's
I'm
just
not sure.
It's just not great. It's what you think it would be.
Right. Yeah.
Playing Overwatch on it would not be what.
Yeah,
you
no, not Overwatch, but I mean something with like a third party game. I wonder if that would be, just so he has something to play. Well, he could play using his laptop screen is what I'm getting at. If he
Right.
wanted to play something,
Right.
and he wouldn't have to use a TV, and it would have to be like if Overwatch, if his hands just, oh no, cramped up Ed, we can't have that.
Right, right.
Let's play something with the controller that's third person, Mafia 3 or whatever.
Right. And I can already hear people now say, if you want to take a game on the road, you should get a Switch. No. Also, this week, I've been playing a lot of, finished up the Assassin's Creed Discovery Tour. I feel like I know
Nice.
everything about Egypt that there is
There
to
you
know.
go.
So yes, spent a lot of the weekend playing Overwatch. Actually, got to play some games with Chris and Stacy, and of course Jared was on there, Lem was on, and other people would pop in and out as we played, and so that was always fun, just to kind of it's a good, like Chris mentioned when we were talking before we started recording. It's just a good non-thinking game where it's just kind of you can just play and talk or laugh or whatever. So it's always kind of nice to have that to fall back on and just a nice little go-to.
Especially when you get to this point, because we're just so familiar with the game. It removes it. We don't have to figure it out. It's like, it's a payload map. Okay, cool. And then you just do it.
Right. And I feel that my skill level has pretty much plateaued, so I don't have to feel like I'm really struggling. I realize I'm only going to be this good, so that's okay with me. And then today I picked up Moss on PSVR, and
Nice.
Yes, how is it?
what a beautiful game. And
Yeah?
That's awesome.
I played it and recorded a bit, and then I went and edited a couple parts, and then I went and played it again. And watching the parts, it's the thing that I've said it before when it comes to PSVR. It's why I never jumped into it originally. When you watch it on YouTube, you're like, oh yeah, that looks like a fun little game. And then you get into the world in the VR world, and it's 3-dimensional, and you can see layers, and everything pops. And it's just so different when you're inside the hat, the VR hat, and it's just incredible. And if you have a chance to pick up the demo, if you're not sure about it, I definitely recommend it. They've got a couple puzzles in there that give you a taste of what it's like. One of them is a pretty tricky puzzle, so you can kind of see, oh, if this doesn't make me want to rage quit, then I might like the full game. So the demo still, if it's out there and you can grab it, it's a good way to test whether or not you want to pick it up. But it's so well done.
That's great, man.
And I've pretty much come to realize it only took me a few years to realize if it says Unreal 4, I think it is.
Unreal Engine.
Yep, the engine.
Yes, then the game is going to look amazing. So
Yes.
whenever
Yeah.
I see the Unreal Engine pop up at the beginning of a game, I'm like, yes.
Yeah, like, we're going to be all right.
If you see Unreal or if you see Frostbite, it's probably going to be
yeah.
very pretty.
It's going to be extremely
Very
good.
pretty to look at.
I don't remember what Frostbite's been on.
Like Battlefront, both the Battlefront games are Frostbite. Battlefield is Frostbite. Most EA games, actually, I think last year or somewhere during last year they moved it to where every game that EA makes is on the Frostbite engine, something like that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so pretty much every EA game.
I like that. It's
Or I always liked CryEngine too.
Man,
Oh,
CryEngine.
right.
Yeah, back in the
looked
day for sure.
amazing
CryEngine
back
was
in the day.
like above everybody in terms of visuals.
Ooh wee! When that first dropped, Lord have mercy.
I love that. So it's been a nice mix of fun and games for the week.
There you go.
Yeah.
Beautiful. All right, Darius Rucker, how's Chelsea Handler doing?
Yeah, exactly. She's got a potty mouth. Quick story, and I'm going to sound like a broken
This
record,
is our
but
last one.
last one.
Oh,
I was with the family. We're at Cracker Barrel eating. It's me, Jenny. I think we only had Amara at the time. And these guys started peeking their head out from the kitchen and like very much staring at our table. And I was like, oh, man. Here we go. Gonna let somebody else down. And Jenny gets all giddy about it because she thinks it's hilarious.
of course she does.
And so we get our check and we're leaving. And there's this one girl standing by the kitchen that's just like waiting for me to get up there, and she's like smiling and like nervous.
You're looking all giddy. Yeah.
Yeah, looking all giddy. And she was like, hi. And I was like, hi. And she was like, do you do music for a living? And I was like, shoot. I was like, awkwardly, yes, I do. But I'm not who you think I am.
Nice.
And she goes, dang it. Me and the guys in the kitchen were just talking about it. And I was like, I'm sorry. And Jenny's laughing at this point.
Of
She's
course.
like, it happens all the time. And I was like, yeah, I'm sorry about that. She goes, gosh, so you're not Gabe from Toby Mac?
Oh, yes. No.
Happy Black History Month. Sometimes I look like myself.
Hashtag they got it right.
That's awesome.
That
one
is
time.
awesome.
So here's an aside about that, which is just kind of silly. So there's another guy that works with Toby. His name's Damian Wong Kin, and he's kind of made up of the same stuff that I am. So he's Jamaican,
Mixed
and
breed.
Chinese. And what's really interesting about this is that my grandfather has this picture of his dad in the 1920s when they came over to Jamaica from China.
Oh, wow.
And he's with a bunch of other guys, like they kind of all came over at the same time. And I was like, oh, what an interesting picture. It's black and white, nobody's smiling.
Right.
And I took a picture of it and I showed it to my buddy Damien. I was like, Damien, you gotta see this picture. It's really cool. It's like my great grandfather is in this picture. And he goes, oh my gosh, the guy in the second row is my grandfather.
Oh, no way.
Yes. And so my great grandfather and Damien's grandfather both came from China to Jamaica together.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that crazy?
That is
awesome.
nuts.
So Damien,
Wow.
bald head, beard, thicker guy. He's bigger than me, but like he's taller and a little thicker, but you know, you can't tell from stage. He's in the Detroit airport and somebody comes ask for his autograph thinking he's me.
Oh,
No, really?
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yes. It is so funny.
That's a trip. Wow.
And it happens all the time around Franklin.
Oh, I'm
To
sure.
where like he'll be talking to, like somebody walked up to him and was like, can I just tell you, Amara is such a joy to have at school. And he's like,
Oh,
that's not my daughter.
that's amazing.
My name's Damien. That's Gabe's daughter. But funny enough, I know her. And yes, I think she's a joy as well.
That's it. Just go with it. Just be like, oh, thank you
Nice.
so much. Yes, we love her.
I would have been like, yeah, because all them whoopings.
That's it.
Exactly. You're doggone right.
Say something crazy.
Social services comes at Gabe's house.
Yeah, exactly. So you've been spanking your daughter?
Yes.
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 So, do you think that there is a similarity between you and Damien? Like, can you see it?
I don't see it, but just knowing that we're made up of the same stuff, that we're both Jamaican Chinese, like I'm just like, well, you know, he wears glasses and he's
Okay.
like uber fashionable and his beard is not like mine, but
Yeah.
you know, I mean, if you don't really know either of us,
Right.
Right.
but you think you
right.
do,
Sure.
then maybe. So anyway, happy Black History Month.
Oh, that's amazing.
Nice. I love that.
Happy Black/Chinese History Month. It sounds like that is so fascinating, dude. I can't believe
Isn't that weird?
What are the odds? That's amazing. You know, it's
I
a
mean,
small
you would
world.
think not good, right? You would
Right,
think
right.
The odds wouldn't be good.
Like going from China to Jamaica. It's
Yeah,
the
exactly.
odds are astronomical.
Yes. And then that his family would be in the same picture with
Yeah.
mine.
It's amazing. That's so cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it's
nuts.
awesome. So yeah, just been on the road a whole bunch, obviously. It's going great out there. We've
Good.
been having a good time, except for me missing cities that I'm supposed to be meeting up with people.
Are you failing at your ambassador duties during this tour?
I'm totally failing.
Gabe's like, and it's wonderful.
He says with a giggle.
I hate it. I wish I was meeting up with people, but
Wow.
I keep like mixing stuff up. So I was supposed to hit up somebody in Minneapolis, but I thought it was Milwaukee because that's the next place we're going. But that's where I'm seeing Lim, not this other person. And so like I missed that. But I did get to see Stancil this last week, so that was really cool. No, I didn't. That was 2 weeks ago.
I was like, how many times did you
Gosh.
see that guy?
See?
Is he following you around too?
Not enough, apparently.
Like,
you know
we're
what's-
gonna be?
No, it's sad though, is that like now that I'm looking at my schedule, because I always, whenever I talk about my week, I always bring up my calendar to see like what I was doing.
Right.
But it makes me sad because I was in Denver and I didn't hit up Arkman Noah.
Oh, man.
I totally forgot. It just slipped my mind because flying in and everything.
Good people.
Anyway.
Good people in
I know.
Denver.
Great people. See you at 300.
You better be. You guys better be there.
Yeah. No
You know
guilt,
when it
but-
is, right, Gabe?
Yeah, it's June 8th, the weekend of June 8th, but it's really the 9th and 10th.
Yes.
All right. Just making sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. We're good.
And bleeding into the 11th if you can,
That's
sure.
right.
Sure.
because we're going to have that same room, same projector.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to watch the freaking
Press
conferences.
conferences.
It's going to be awesome.
Yes,
I'll be
there you go.
bleeding.
Oh, I cannot wait.
Right?
It's going to be great. This last week was Denver. This coming week is Milwaukee, Omaha, St. Charles, Missouri.
Omaha.
You know, a bunch of warm places.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Oh, that's tropical right now.
Oh yeah, I cannot wait. I've packed all my shorts, my swim
I
trunks,
hope so.
my
Flippity flops.
SPF. Yeah, exactly. I don't actually have to wear sunscreen, but
Yeah, of course not.
it's one of our superpowers.
Happy Black History Month, everybody.
That and your inability to crack.
That's right.
Exactly.
That's right. There it is.
Because black don't do that.
That's right. We've learned a lot this month, haven't we?
We'll continue to teach the people.
That's right. Oh, it's awesome.
And so right now, my wife, I already mentioned this, is in California at Alt Summit and having a great time getting to sleep in, enjoying the sun, enjoying not changing diapers or having to feed anybody. She doesn't have to eat at the speed of light like we usually have to do.
Good for her.
And so, so I'm holding it down. It's going good. Everybody's alive still.
Yeah, it's great. Hallelujah.
I think Sadie went all day without food, but
Perfect.
ended up
Sadie
getting her some food.
is not one of the children, we should point out.
She'll rally.
Exactly. Well, she eats so much from everything that Milo spills on the ground.
She probably just hangs right by Milo. I'm like, all right.
Oh, right when I put him in his high chair, she just goes to his feet.
Oh, that's awesome.
She's like, ooh, I can't wait to have some spaghetti.
That's how dogs pronounce it.
Yep, that's exactly. Yeah. Which I cooked tonight, and I have to cook tomorrow night, which is nobody got poisoned.
Yay.
Nice.
Which is
That's
good.
House didn't burn down, so that's good.
Not yet.
You didn't cut off another finger almost?
Nope. Haven't cut off any more fingers.
Man, you're on a roll, brother. You're on a roll.
I've been a responsible adult. I'm trying not to jinx it, though.
Yep.
On the road, man, we've been playing a lot of Call of Duty. That's been a lot of fun. If we get like a venue that's got really good internet, like our last one in Minneapolis, we brought our PlayStations inside and hooked them up to their nice flat screen televisions because we were in like where the Timberwolves play.
And you played a little bit of Overwatch, yeah?
Yeah.
That wasn't me, actually.
Yeah, it sure was your username.
Yes, it was because they played on my PlayStation. But it was, I think it was
Stumpwater Jack.
It was Chumpy.
Stumpwater Jack.
And he said he didn't have a mic, but we said, well, you're still playing, so why don't you play with us? So the entire...
Did you guys play together?
No, but
he
the
would never
entire
jump over.
evening, after each match, we would all send him an invite.
Oh, that's hilarious.
He might have been trading with somebody. I don't know because it was him and then Neebs was over there playing with him.
It's funny.
Road Crew. And so those guys are awesome. So it was just fun to see. I actually got to walk by the room real fast and looked in and saw them playing it. And I was like, oh, freaking Overwatch.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Right. So, yeah, not too much is going on, man. We got, I think, 3 more weeks of this tour, and then we're done with that.
Really?
And then,
Wow. That feels like it went really fast.
To you guys.
Well, sure. Because, I mean, we're not performing every night.
It's true. It's like when somebody's pregnant and they're like, oh, the baby's here already. It doesn't even feel like 9 months.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
It's very true,
Yeah.
actually. Yeah.
So, and then it's just kind of spot dates and summer days and summer dates as we make our way into the summer. And we've got that marathon coming up that I did last year, that 3K, that 5K that I ran.
Oh, okay.
The marathon
Are you running another one?
5K.
I don't want to.
You
but
are.
I probably need to.
Nice.
My daughter goes to that school. But here's the fun thing. They have a run for kids that's like a 3K or something. I don't even know what
Get
it
on
is,
that,
actually.
man. That's all you.
So I think I might do that with Amara to, be
There
to
you
help.
go.
Encourage her, yes.
Yeah, you can do it. Come,
Yep.
let's go.
Yep.
Get daddy that oxygen tank while you're up there, would you?
Hang on, sweetie.
Yeah, exactly. That is the one thing about Nashville runs is that they are hilly as a beast.
Yes. Nashville is
And
hilly.
so-
That doesn't sound like a race. That does not sound like a race.
That's like what happens after that barbecue there.
Yeah, after the hot chicken, you get the Nashville runs.
Oh, that's right. The Nashville runs. Yes.
Chris and I both went to the same.
Nice.
Of course you did. Clowns. Oh, yeah.
We're so mature on this podcast.
I know.
I
aren't we?
know. Aren't
We did
though?
mention it was a night show, right?
So yeah, man, that's all that's been going on with me. Nothing too new to report.
Nice, man. That's
There
awesome.
you go, man.
Tim, you got it?
Yeah, man.
Well, let's do it.
New releases this week. We have some additional DLC: Battlefield 1 Apocalypse, PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 Extra Pack 2 Infinity History. I feel like I say that almost every week.
You say it with such enthusiasm.
Of course. PC, Switch, Xbox One, and PS4. As Eduardo has mentioned and is currently playing, Moss for the PS4 is out.
Awesome.
Shiny for the PS4.
Shiny!
Exactly.
Yeah, nice, Moana.
Well played, sir. Turok Remastered and Turok 2 Seeds of Evil Remastered for the Xbox One.
Sarah loves those games.
She does?
She loves Turok.
Really?
Yes.
Well, there you have it. Xbox One. Fire that up. Remastered.
Nice.
That's random.
I know.
Yeah, completely.
When did she play that?
Back when it was, I don't know, was that an N64 game? Or did she just play it in the arcade? But she played the mess out of it somewhere.
Oh, really?
She still talks about it with fond memories.
Awesome.
Turok, I don't know what it was originally released on. It wasn't the arcades, though, right? That doesn't sound right.
I don't know.
That's an old game, boy.
Yeah. Here's an interesting one with no description. Immortal Redneck for the PS4 and Xbox One.
I don't like to talk about politics.
It's got to be a zombie something or other, yeah?
Or my family.
Or somebody in Tennessee. You never know. Gravel for the Xbox One, PS4, and PC. The Blob 2 for the PS4 and Xbox One.
They are pulling them out.
They really are. It's a follow-up title to 2008's popular hit, The Blob.
Yeah,
okay, yeah.
You.
Yeah.
That's 8 years later.
It's
Appreciate it.
Sequential. Yes, we get that. Thank you.
10 years later.
That's right. For the Nintendo Switch Payday 2. And Gay Man, if you ever
I'm not doing it, Stancil.
If you ever want to pee the bunk bed with your Nintendo Switch, you can play Outlast because that's out for the Nintendo Switch as well.
Oh, look at that.
So
that's for
Kinda
sure.
like out of nowhere. Nobody expected that. It just showed up.
that's right.
Yep.
Like
there was some murmurings.
Like half of
Was
these
there?
games showed up. So
yeah, I remember feeling like I heard that before. So when I saw the story, I wasn't that surprised.
ladies and gentlemen, we have NPD for January 2018. Let's get right into it. 2018 is off to a good start. Revenues were up 59% year over year and generated $1.096 billion, according to NPD. So up 59%. Hardware up 119%.
Wow.
Look at
In
that.
January?
$278 million. PC and console software, $517 million, up 51%. Accessories up 37% at $301 million. It was a booming month for hardware, which was up 119% and generated $278 million. NPD reports that consumers bought more than 1 million consoles, the highest number since January of 2011. The Nintendo Switch sold the most systems, but PlayStation 4 generated the most revenue, and Microsoft Xbox One rounds up the top 3 consoles for the month. So I wonder if they were doing after holiday deals of some sort, or I don't know.
I was
maybe
wondering.
They may have
Tax
had,
return money? I mean, you don't get the taxes that quick, right?
Or just too much inventory. They may have over purchased for the holidays, and maybe they're, I don't know, but that is a huge
gift cards, maybe?
increase. Yeah,
That could be it too. Yeah.
That's a good one, yeah. Let's move on to some games, the top 10 games for the month of January. Starting off with number 10, Madden NFL 18. Number 9, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
There you go.
Number 8, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Number 7, Super Mario Odyssey.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Oh,
the
yeah.
Switch, 9, 8, and 7. That's pretty awesome. Number 6, NBA 2K18. Number 5, good Lord, GTA 5.
There you go.
I mean, people, like, everybody doesn't own that. I mean, I don't, but
No, I don't.
gracious.
I own it on
Number
PS3.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Number 4,
Yeah.
Player Unknown's Battlegrounds.
Wow.
Number
There you go.
3, Call of Duty World War II. Here we go. Number 2, Dragon Ball Fighters. And the big winner for January is Capcom's Monster Hunter World, which is the best-selling game for the month despite launching January 26th.
Wow.
This series has also been popular in Japan, and it's one of the publisher's most successful franchises. It doubled down on Western audience with Monster Hunter World, focusing on the Xbox One and PS4 rather than Nintendo systems. It also introduced a more open world field. Capcom's efforts paid off, and it sold over 5 million copies of the game in the first weekend alone.
Wow.
Jeez.
Yeah, I feel like everybody's talking about playing that game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep.
I definitely would have played it if it was on the Switch.
Sales of Monster Hunter World represent an all-time launch month high for the Monster Hunter franchise in the U.S. Boom.
Good on them.
Yeah, good on them. That is MPD in a nutshell for you. So we are off to a fantastic start to the year.
That's right.
Nice.
I love it.
Back to you.
Chris McCracken.
Well, so after all the months of chatter and talk about people complaining about loot boxes and yada, 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 ESRB, which stands for Entertainment Software Ratings Board, has finally said they're going to do a little something about this. So what they're going to do is they're going to put a label on games that says in-game purchases.
Which,
right.
That's such a weak.
That's their answer to it. And so let me just talk a little bit about it. It says, so the label will apply to bonus levels, skins, surprise items such as item packs, loot boxes, and mystery awards, music, virtual coins, other forms of in-game currency, subscriptions, season passes, and upgrades, i.e. to disable ads and whatnot. And so when you think about it, that
just like an app.
Yeah, and that pretty much means it's going to be on every single game.
Yeah, exactly.
When the whole big to-do was about the loot boxes. We got to do the thing about the loot boxes. And their thing is to just do things about everything. So in essence, they're going to do everything and nothing at the same time because it's going to lose all meaning when it's just on everything. And they have a quote here from Patricia Vance. She's the president of the ESRB. She said, "I'm sure you're all asking yourselves why we aren't doing something more specific to loot boxes. We've done a lot of research over the past several weeks and months, particularly amongst parents, and what we've learned is that the large majority of parents don't know what a loot box is. Even those who claim that they do don't really understand what a loot box is. So,
I know what that is. Yeah,
it's very important for us to not harp on loot boxes per se, but to make sure that we're capturing all loot boxes as well as every type of in-game transaction, which in a way makes a little bit of sense that they are warning the parents who are not completely up on everything that, hey, this game offers the ability for your child to, or incentivize them to want to spend more money on other things in the game. But I mean, I really feel like if you're just going to put this label essentially on every game, because almost every game that comes out these days, even indie games, have some form of in-game something you can purchase. It's going to just lose. It's going to mean nothing. It's just going to be another shiny sticker on there that says new.
And I think that it's like, this doesn't stop. I mean, we've talked over and over and over about kids racking up huge bills on apps.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Every app says it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's not going to keep the thing from happening.
Honestly, I feel like the better thing that they would have done, and I think that would, I mean, I know this is debatable, obviously, based on her findings and the research that she's saying that they did, but the majority of people, at least in the gaming community, that had a problem with it, their issues mainly with loot boxes. I feel like the better thing to have done would have been the ESRB either putting a sticker or forcing it to where the people have to put on their game box or inside the game description if you buy your stuff digitally, just list out what the chances are of you, what the percentages are of you getting these drop rates. Like, what are they? Because that's what Apple did. Everything that has a random loot drop, like loot box type system, they have to list on there what the drop rates are going to be, just like they did in China as well. It's like that would have satiated, I feel like, that, at least that team, like it still wouldn't get rid of them. So you're going to still have a percentage of people that are like, oh, we just don't want them, period. But I feel like at the very least, if they were saying, hey, here's your chances of getting the stuff that you want, these are the drop rates, I feel like that's what everybody that really wants to know. And the more the people that are, because you have the people on both extremes all the time, so the people that are really just hate them to death, you know, that they're not going to be satisfied regardless unless they're removed completely. But I think most people fall a little bit more towards the middle where they're like, we just don't want them to be egregious, and we want to know like what the drop rates are going to be. Like, how likely is it that I'm going to actually get that thing? Because if the drop rates are ridiculous and you're only going to get one, let's say the main thing or the high end thing is called a legendary. If you're only going to get one out of 52 drops, well, that's really bad odds. That's not worth me wasting my time, you know? I feel like that's the more pertinent information for people who are interested in loot boxes that are more in the middle ground, that aren't like screaming and beating the drum. That's what I'd be more interested in.
Yeah, just freaking watch your kids, man. Golly. Like, you don't have to, like, I don't know. It seems so. Anyway.
I don't really feel like the
I
issue
agree.
so much is with kids. I mean, I know that's what the ESRB is saying, but
I know, but it's like, then who are you doing it for?
I mean, they're saying that
You see
they're
what I'm
doing it
saying?
for kids. I mean, for parents who don't understand one way or the other. But I mean, I guess if the parent doesn't understand what an in-game transaction is and that you could spend money on a game, and they haven't learned that from apps, like you're saying, that are all over the place, which more kids are dealing with apps, I think, earlier on than they are necessarily consoles. It's like, if they don't understand that, then they're also not going to understand how to get in the system and restrict all that stuff, because all those parental controls are built in to the PS4 and Xbox One to where you can restrict all that stuff. So
That's right.
It's like, if you're going to have a sticker that says this has in-game transactions, great. I didn't even know that was a thing, and you're telling me. But now they still aren't going to know how to make it not be a thing, other than saying, now, little Johnny, don't do that. I mean, you're not really fixing
Yeah, but
anything.
little Johnny's got the password. Anyway.
That's what I'm saying. So that
That's very true.
In that realm, it's not doing anything. I feel like they'd have been better off just focusing on the loot box, which is an information that whatever information you can about loot boxes, since that's where most of the issue is that people are complaining about anyways.
That's right.
I don't think they should have bothered with just adding a little sticker that says, "Oh, in-game purchases." That just seems
It'll become the background, like you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess they're doing something.
Well, as you were talking about streaming to your PC, Xbox One games can now stream on your Mac
Oh, look at that.
Oh, really?
with a new $10 app called OneCast.
And never mind.
It's not. Yeah.
I don't use PS4 remote play either. Just for to
Shut
be
that
serious,
down.
yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, me either. Obviously, you've been able to stream games on Windows 10 since 2015, but Mac hasn't been able to do that. This is not a Microsoft official release, but it does promise to support 1080p, low lag, easy setup, of the ability to use your Xbox One controller via USB or Bluetooth. So with a number of different consoles, gamer tags, and all that. So if you're interested, OneCast, one word, onecast.me. OneCast me.
OneCast.
This episode
So-
brought to you by OneCast.
Exactly.
I love
Go to
music by OneCast.
onecast.me/mttg and get a 404 screen.
All right, exactly. Enjoy the 404. It's a 404.
Mr. Worldwide. 615 to 404. What else you got, Christopher?
So there might be, possibly, it's kind of speculation, but a bit of an Easter egg inside of the Metal Gear Survive, one of the early cutscenes, where some people that worked on the game, or maybe just one person who worked on the game, kind of put in a little hidden message, kind of like a nod to Kojima in a way. So there's this scene early on where I don't know all the specifics because I haven't watched the entire cutscene. I've just seen the little screenshot that they're talking about. But they're basically, this guy has a clipboard and it has all these different names for these people. They're all what are they, pseudonyms, and they're all just saying, okay, so they're marking it off like we think this person's MIA, this one's KIA, this one's MIA, blah 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 blah, and all these different names are on there. Well, if you look at it. So there's these two names at the top. There's just one name at the very top, and it says missing in action. And then the next two, the last names starts with an M and then a G. And under those, it says KIA. So killed in action is what that stands for. And then all the rest, until you get to the very bottom, are missing in action. And if you look at the first letter of all the last names, it says KJP Forever, which KJP would be for Kojima Productions Forever. And then the very end, the last two names are Bastard Yoda and Cunning Yuji. These are like supposed to be code names for these different people in the game because everybody's got a weird code name. Like, for instance, one person's got the name Komodo Dragon.
Like Metal Gear.
Well, Metal Gear is not well, I guess you could call it that, but that's the name for that's not usually a name used for people. But they have like Komodo Dragon and Viper and Eagle Ray and Raven. You know, all these different names that are used for the soldiers in the game. And so that's kind of one person pointed out, they said, am I the only one seeing this? That it sells, if you just look at the first letters of the last name, it says KJP Forever. And then again, those last two names at the end, Bastard Yoida and Cunning Yoji, those are two people that stayed with Konami from the old Kojima Productions, and it lists them as being AWOL. So some people are saying that they think that that's like a knock. Obviously, there's nobody's confirmed this. Nobody's come out and said, hey, yeah, I did that. I put it in there. But it's kind of like, it happens really, this is like the very first cutscene in the game as I understand it. So
wow.
I don't know if it's legit, but man, do I like to believe it's legit.
Yeah, seriously.
What do you mean? I mean, it has to be legit, right? I mean, it says KJP Forever.
It would be a very weird coincidence if it wasn't.
That'd be like a 1 in a billion chance that they would just accidentally spell that out perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I want to believe it so bad that I'm there. I'm with you. But I mean, there's no real proof. But I'm totally down for this.
Except for the screenshot that says KJP Forever.
But I mean, still, weirder things have coincidentally happened. I mean, it could be that it wasn't supposed to be done that way, in theory,
Like maybe they just were placeholder names as a joke inside, and then it just made the final thing.
Like all you would have to do, no, these names are actually shown on a different screen, but the order that's on this clipboard is different. So if any one was just in a different position, this wouldn't work. So that's what lends more to it being legitimate, but you have to throw in that it could potentially have just been a coincidence. I don't believe that it was. I think it was put in there. But man, it just put a huge smile on my face when I saw it. Yeah.
Yeah, man. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking at it. There's no way that's coincidence.
Yeah, I know, right?
I mean, golly.
And that game, man, Metal Gear Survive has just not been getting all that great stuff. One thing that I didn't realize was that it's only a $40 game, which I thought it was. I don't know why. I just assumed it was a $60 game. But it's littered with microtransactions as well. You have to pay for extra save slots. It only comes with one.
What?
And you have to pay $10 for extra save slots in the game, or character save slots.
Come on now.
Yeah, they got a lot of like, why in the world are you doing this kind of stuff?
It's okay though, because there's a sticker on it.
Exactly, that says in-game transaction. Hurry, ESRB, we're doing our thing.
Lord have mercy. Yakuza 6, it's coming out on April 17th. Released a demo last week, I think it was, or a couple days ago.
Okay.
And people noticed when they were downloading the demo, they're like, man, this demo is big. It's 30 gigabytes big.
Uh-oh.
And so they download it, and what is supposed to happen is you play the opening stages, and then it says, hey, purchase the game when it comes out, and you'll get a code, and it'll unlock the rest of the game. That's why it was so big. Yeah, they forgot to put that in there.
Oh, no.
So it's just the full game?
For all the people that downloaded the game, the demo when it came out, have the full game 2 months early.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, wow. Somebody's fired.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh.
Sega did go onto Twitter and they said, we apologize, but we have to remove the Yakuza 6, the Song of Life demo from the PlayStation Store. We are upset. We are as upset as you are, of course, and had hoped to have this demo available for everyone today. We discovered that some were able to use the demo to unlock the full game. We're looking into the nature of the issue. Thank you for your patience.
So I wonder if those people, do they just have it now forever until...
I mean, unless they push out a hot patch or something like that kills it, you'd imagine that these...
They would almost have to, wouldn't they?
Yeah. I mean, it's saved onto your hard drive. It's not like it's going anywhere by itself.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Jeez.
And now I'm really mad I didn't download the demo.
There you go.
Because what's funny was I was going to, but because we're on the road and internet is so janky, I was like, I just won't. And I should have.
Yeah, you should have.
Doggone it.
It's all right.
I'll be getting my Yakuza 6 on. It'd be another Yakuza game that I didn't finish. Lord have mercy. Christopher.
Yes. What
else, Doc?
At Kaz Hirai CEO is a parody Twitter account for the former CEO of Sony, Kaz Hirai, that's been around forever. If you've been on Twitter for at least a couple of years or more, and you're in the gaming culture, like, you know of this Twitter account. He's always been doing a lot of comedy based on not just on Sony, but also like ribbing Nintendo and Microsoft and anybody else. It's basically just all this kind of humor and hilarity that we point out, basically saying that he was the CEO of Sony. And he's finally came out not too long ago, actually a little bit before the actual Kaz said he was going to be stepping down as being CEO of Sony. And he said, hey, I've been running this Twitter account for a long time. It's a totally anonymous user. Nobody knows, to my knowledge, nobody's sure who the actual person that runs this Twitter account is. He had said that he was going to be shutting down the Twitter account, that it was a good run. He appreciated everybody that was watching. He's like, I just started doing this for fun, and I didn't think this was going to become this big thing that thousands
Insanely
of people
popular.
followed. Yes, exactly. Well, he's decided that he's going to kind of go out in style a little bit. He said, he put out a tweet the other day that said, like the PlayStation Network, my Twitter account has provided a free online service to many gamers for many years. But just like the PlayStation Network, I've decided to change that. Kaz Hirai, CEO, is moving to a free-to-read business model with microtransactions for charity. And so what he's basically is doing, he's trying to raise 600, I think it's pounds, the little backwards upside down J with the line through it. I think that's what that symbol means. He's trying to raise 500 pounds for Special Effect, which is a British organization that works to help people with physical conditions that might not be able to hold a normal controller. They help try to provide them with controllers that are modified so they can play games, and some of them to even give them controllers or ways where they can play games like with this eye-based movement, because maybe they can't hold a controller. And so he's basically just trying to go out on a high note by raising money for Special Effect. The fact that it's a British organization makes me think that, okay, well, there's one clue. This must be a British fellow or lady trying to run this account. But I thought that was a really cool way to go out, because I saw not too long ago when he had made kind of his announcement on Twitter that, hey, I'm going to be leaving this account. I was a little bummed out because I followed the Kaz Hirai CEO Twitter account forever. And then when I saw this, I was like, oh, that's an even a better way to go out, is to end on a high note and go out for charity as well, for a really great organization that's helping disabled people, so that they can play games, what we all want to do, what we all like to do. So
yeah,
that was really cool.
That's awesome. That's great. That is a great way for him to go out. Gosh, I've seen so many tweets from that guy.
Yep.
Jeez Louise. So CD Projekt Red said they're working on a game called Cyberpunk 2077.
Okay.
And that it's their next Witcher. They said it's going to be, I think they said it's going to be bigger than Witcher 3.
Wow.
And that got me all in my feelings. I'm like, ooh, yeah, bring that on.
Oh, man. Maybe Gabe will get to Skellige then.
Probably not.
No,
but I'll
not
at least play a bunch of the first level.
There you go.
Whatever card game they introduce.
Exactly.
Exactly. Please, God, don't let there be Gwent on there. I'll be in trouble.
It'll be Gwent.
Glint.
Yes.
I'll be like, oh, shoot. Now I got to collect these cards.
That's right.
But it looks really cool.
I'm in.
I think Cyberpunk just period is cool looking.
Yep.
That style of whatever it actually is.
That cyberpunk style.
Exactly.
Yes.
So they said it's going to be their next blockbuster franchise, and that just got me all excited. Just because
man.
Witcher was done so well, and I enjoyed it so much the time that I spent in it. And I didn't tire of it, even though I played the mess out of it. Did you tire of it? I mean, Tim, you beat it, right?
Oh, man. Are you kidding? Yeah. I was all over it. Like, I could not wait. I think it was about 3 months I played that game. And every morning I was like, I cannot wait to play Witcher 3 right now. My buddy Evan is just starting it, and it's getting me hyped for him, but he's like, I think he's a little overwhelmed. And I'm like, you just got to keep going, just keep going, and you'll get there, and then you'll love it. So,
right.
Yeah.
So
I'm all over it.
Their CEO said, Cyberpunk is our new Witcher 3, but even more ambitious.
Wow.
Our goal is to establish a new blockbuster franchise from the beginning. We work in a new universe, futuristic universe. We believe it's very appealing to players, not only RPG players, but this is a true RPG like Witcher 3 for mature audiences. It's handcrafted, detailed, and of course open world with open-ended gameplay. So
that's exciting, man.
More ambitious than Witcher 3.
Man.
Right.
So we'll see this game in like 10 years.
10 years. It'll take you half a year to finish it, I'm sure. Maybe even a year. I love everything they do, though, man. I think they're doing things right. I remember with The Witcher 3, like they gave away a bunch of stuff for free, and there was just like from the packaging just to everything. They do it right, and I love that about them.
Mm-hmm. I love it. Chris, what else you got, brother?
I am out.
Oh man. Well, I've got one thing, and I was hoping you were going to bring it up because I don't know too much about it. But it sounds like people are speculating that the new hero coming to Overwatch, Hero 27, is Toblerone's daughter.
Yeah, I do have some thoughts on that one.
Meow, meow, kitty cat.
Bring on your thoughts. I don't have too much, but I know that they released some things that kind of point in that direction of it being. I know his name's Torbjorn. I call him Toblerone.
Yeah,
right.
No judgment here. Go for it, man.
Yeah, thank you. So I just lightly following this story, I was like, oh, that's kind of cool because I mean, obviously, with her being, I guess the name is Hero 27. Which makes me think of Soldier 76, but I guess she's more with Torbjorn. Torbjorn.
Well, it's looking like there were some schematics that were posted on the Overwatch Twitter account, and it looks like one of them looks like it's a pickaxe that could be a club, or the axe like blades could possibly go out, and you could hit somebody with. And then the second schematic looks very much like a shield, kind of similar to Reinhardt, except it looks more as though it might fit just a single person, rather than covering like a big group of people. Like, so not necessarily a tank per se, but maybe a support character of some sort. I'm not really sure. It's all speculation at the moment. One thing that there has been said is that I believe Jeff Kaplan had said in one of his updates that they've already hinted at this character and that this character has been seen. I'm pretty sure that's the way that he would worded it. So not too long ago, there was an animated short that came out for Reinhardt, and in it, there's this younger girl that looks like she could be maybe in her early 20s or something like that. And my guess is that it's probably going to end up being her. And if you look at these schematics and through some of the different things here, like for instance, in the one where you see the shield, there's this coffee cup up in the top left, and it's got a symbol on it. And that symbol makes sense that they would be there because you think this is Torbjorn stuff, and that's the symbol that shows up whenever Torbjorn does his ultimate, or whenever he's got I forget what it's called, Molten Core. But in that girl that was in that short with Reinhardt, she's also got that symbol tattooed on her shoulder. So I'm like, well, that would make total sense if like maybe Torbjorn's her father and maybe she's not in touch with him anymore, or she thinks maybe he's dead or something crazy. Like, I don't know all the lore there to know if that's the case exactly. I feel like he went missing for a while. And then also the little short story that came on the blog where he was writing a letter to his wife before his daughter was even born. It would make sense to me that she would have that tattoo as like a reminder of her father. So I feel like this is going to be the character. I just don't really know anything else besides that.
And the fact that in that story that you're talking about, where he's writing a letter to his wife, talking about his unborn daughter at the time, you talking about the shield, he jokes about Reinhardt being the godfather of this daughter.
Yeah,
right. And so, and you know, that he was Reinhardt having a shield, her having a shield.
Yeah, and I think in that as well.
Wait, who's the mother?
Oh, I don't remember her name.
We don't know the mom. The daughter's name is Bridget.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it even says
Bridget
in that
Lindholm.
video that they were thinking that they would let Reinhardt name her as well. So it would make sense that she would have a very strong connection to Reinhardt, just like she would maybe her father. Like you're kind of what you were leading at before. Yeah. So I'm excited. I feel like the drops have been coming. The drops have been coming way quicker, so I feel like it's around the corner. I don't know if they've ever given a date of when it's going to happen. They just said, it'll be soon. It'll be soon. So I would feel like any day now we're going to be getting something, an animated short or something. Maybe next week whenever the event ends, the lunar event.
I love that the link between her and Reinhardt, like the fact that she would use a hammer, is just kind of cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like that would be really dope if she used, and it would add more to the mystery of like, oh, I wonder why she doesn't use a gun like her dad and more like a hammer like her godfather, like you're saying, Chris, like maybe, he wasn't around or he was off doing whatever.
Yep.
And
yeah.
So is this character going to be more of like an up close melee person if she's got
We don't
a battle
know.
axe, or is it?
Yeah, we don't have
Yeah,
any
we have
idea.
no
we
idea.
won't know until like they've given all they've said is that another and it's kind of that, but all they've said is another character is coming because
But is Tjornborn or whatever his name is that way? Or,
say his name again.
Look,
say his name again.
look, I don't play this junk. Toblerone.
Yeah, there you go. Just go with that.
Toblerone.
So does
The chocolate bar.
Toblerone is he more of a melee character or does he?
He's a support
Because
character.
he has an X. Okay.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
plays
he's
the
a support. He's got a
role.
gun. He does have a hammer,
Right.
Okay.
but it's when he builds his turret.
So he
with.
sets up
He can
support
make a
turrets
turret.
that he can set in an area
okay.
that'll it auto detects when a person comes and starts shooting at him. And when he sets it down, he switches from his gun to a hammer to build it up because you can essentially like level it up to a stronger gun.
Okay.
And it reaches a
Gotcha.
cap until you can do your ultimate, and then it goes to like a super mode and does even more damage.
I'm just curious to see if she has like what the little kitty cat has to do with it all. Like if it's kind of like how May has that little robotic pet,
Yeah.
and Bastion has a bird that's with him. You know, just because in the last couple of things they've released, they've had little hints of the kitty cat.
Yeah, so
to see what that's
some
about.
people think that that's probably just a little bit of a throwback because Jeff Kaplan had mentioned early on before the game even came out, they had a hero concepted that was basically like a rocket that just had a cat inside of it that was flying it around.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And so there's been a lot of talk that the cat might be nothing other than just kind of like a little hint at, to throw back to that character that we've told you we concepted
Yeah.
but never did anything with. But then again, it could be something that's tied in more so than that because they rarely do anything without there being some reason for them doing it, you know?
right.
So
right.
whether it's
They
just
really
a throwback
do.
or it's a legitimate part of her weaponry of some sort, I don't know, or her character.
I just love how they do stuff like this that just
Mm-hmm.
causes speculation and discussion, and I think that's so much fun.
I
It
love
really
that,
is.
I really love that Blizzard just they don't stop. They're just constantly moving forward, creating new content, and they just keep going and going. Hats off to them, man. That's like I don't even play the game, and I'm impressed that just they've provided so much content for this game, and it's not stopping anytime soon.
Yeah, and they have time to like. It's crazy because they have time to not take themselves serious. Like when they released, I think it was this last week they released, or was it 2 weeks ago? I think it was this last week they released Zenyatta walking
Yes.
because Zenyatta usually floats.
Thank you, Overwatch
amazing.
League.
Exactly. Yeah. Let Zen walk. And so,
awesome.
and his legs are going crazy because his legs are way too long for where they have him kind of set up at. And so him walking looks extremely awkward. Everybody's like, put it back, put him.
Yeah, the crazy
Legs
thing
back
is
up.
that when they asked for Torbjorn to wall run, they just put
Yes.
him over a Genji skin essentially and did it that way. So you would have thought, okay, they're gonna just choose somebody that actually walks and overlay the Zenyatta skin. No, they gave him these weird,
They
they
went
should
and did
not
the
exist
animation.
legs
So
doing
funny.
this weird goofy walk. Oh, it was so
Oh,
funky.
so good.
Yeah.
Man. So good. Love Blizzard, man.
If they don't make an Overwatch like actual animated movie at some point, that's going to be a travesty because they just do so good with the shorts.
I think that will be the first amazing video game movie if they did that.
I
Yeah.
agree. I would go watch
Oh
that
my
definitely.
gosh.
It would be so good, right?
I'd even see it in the
mean-
theater.
I mean,
Wow, that's big.
look at that.
That's a big deal, guys. You heard it here first.
Yeah, you did hear here first.
All right, I'm out too. Eduardo,
Yes, sir.
tell me something good.
Well, over there on that Dem Dare YouTube channel, I put up the rest of the Assassin's Creed Origins Discovery Tour. There are 40 more up there.
Wow.
All of the tours are up there, all 74. You can put them in a playlist.
Lord have mercy, Eduardo.
Eduardo.
Putting in work.
Basically, kids, we just wrote your thesis. So just
Yeah. If you ever need a thesis on Egypt, you got it right now.
there you go. And also the first 5 episodes of Moss are up there, but it's about an hour and a half or so, and a cute little game. It's a lot of fun. Looking at our top 10 YouTube videos for this week, combining the average watch time and views, the week of February 19th through the 25th. Number 10, Drawful 2. I love that that's still up there.
Yay.
Come on with the drawful now.
Number 9, Married to the Games, episode 284, Action Adventure Questathon. Number 8, Watch Dogs 2, Part 6, bottom dollar complete. Number 7, Hue, Part 4, pink. Number 6, Gabe and Chris react to The Last of Us Part 2.
Nice.
Come on, Chris.
Slowly creeping back up there, trying to think we're not noticing. We see what's happening over there.
Yeah, we got it.
Nothing. Nothing.
Yeah, right. Nothing more to say.
Nothing to see here.
Yep. Number 5, Ori and the Blind Forest Part 14, Thornfelt Swamp.
Hashtag not my Thornfeld Swamp.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
Hashtag it is now. Number 4, Hue Part 10, University. Number 3, Watch Dogs 2, Part 48, Ghost Signals. Number 2, Hue Part 11, The Ending. Number 1, our very own GTA 5, Watch Dogs 2, Part 19, Paint Job.
Paint job. It is our very own GTA 5.
Nicely done, Eduardo.
There you
That was
go.
awesome.
Well, every week we asked you guys a question. Last week was no different. We asked you guys, what athlete do you think deserves their own game? We put it up on the Twitter, and like I said, we didn't put it on the forum.
Nope.
We're pivoting. Pivoting from the forum, going to Facebook groups. So go join the group. It's different than the page. Facebook group, Married to the Games community, MTTG community. Hit us up over there. We want you guys to be able to have another place like the forum, but that's a little bit more integrated in your lives already because the forums were kind of off to the side.
Yeah,
We want to be more a part of what you're already doing. So that's why we're going with the group.
There you go.
That group love. Starting over on Twitter, though, we've got Raven Garza. He said, "I'm sorry, I can't resist OJ Simpson Bronco racing."
Hey, well played.
Lord have mercy. At Dante's _ Belmont, Pele, Legend of Soccer.
Ooh, there you go.
A mix of sports game with an RPG game based on Pele's life in and outside the stadium. Need to play some soccer games, deal with bribes, fight your way through the world, and when older, train the new generation.
That's pretty good. I like that.
I really like that.
A great idea.
Really like that.
Robert Darrell Good Jr.
Oh, yeah. Bring it on there.
After Christ 01. John Schuster, because I don't like sports games and I think a curling game would be hilarious.
Big ups
So,
to John
I assume
Schuster.
he's a curler?
Yes, and what's interesting is they had to go on a 5-game winning spree to win the gold at the Winter Olympics and bring it on home to America.
First time U.S. has ever won a gold in curling.
That's
Making
right.
history.
Kind of. It was another view into the future from The Simpsons from like 2010.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Right, that's right.
Where America beat Sweden. And that's who we beat,
And
was
that's who we
Sweden
beat. I swear.
in curling.
Wow.
The Simpsons have done it like 100 times.
I know.
To predict the future. Another side note, we stayed up till like 4:30 in the morning watching the curlers win. It was like one of those, it's like fishing. Like I couldn't stop watching it.
Is that
right?
right?
I stayed
So
up watching
then-
the women's hockey game.
Oh, yeah, that
gold
game was
medal. That
awesome.
was awesome.
We won gold in that as well.
Mm-hmm.
So we're leaving Minneapolis and we fly out early. Toby's got his kid. They had taken a different flight. Guess who they run into coming home?
Get out.
The U.S. Olympic curling team.
Oh, that's awesome.
And so he got a picture with them and put it up on his Instagram and everything.
Oh, that's
he
cool.
texted to me. I was like, no way. We just stayed up till 5 o'clock in the morning watching them 2 nights ago.
That's so cool.
Because I think they're all out of like Duluth or something like that, which would make perfect sense. 'Cause
That makes perfect sense.
what else do you do in Duluth besides listen to Married to the Games and curl?
Right.
Mhm.
At Sean Capri, the Chubby Ninja could have his own Fruit Ninja knockoff series
Yeah.
or Chubby American Ninja Warrior 2018.
Oh, there
I
you
like
go.
that.
I like that.
I'd
love
definitely
that.
like that. I'd love to see just a chubby person do American Ninja Warrior one time.
Would
be
you rather
hilarious.
have the Ninja Warrior or the Fruit Ninja?
Oh, American Ninja Warrior. We watched that show like
I
crazy.
love that
over
show.
here.
Nice.
Piper loves that show too.
At Squealy D, J Marsh, anyone seen the madness that goes on at Travis Pastrana's house? I think he calls it Pastrana Land now. If anyone deserves his own game, It's this dude. Him and his friends are fearless stuntmen / women. Their game would be a mix of Trials, Excite Bike, and Pilot Wings. Perfect. I love that. Travis Pastrana was a beast. Ugh. I used to. You know what's crazy about this question too? It just so happens that today, Tony Hawk confirmed that he is no longer with Activision.
Ooh.
Really?
Hot off the presses.
Wow.
He said he wants to continue making games, but he's no longer working with Activision. Over on the Facebook group, Josh Brandt says, LeBron James. Eric Thompson says, Charging Chuck, who is actually not a real person. That's one of the football players, or one of the football baddies in Super Mario World. And then somebody else did a video game, Miles Prower. You guys know who Miles Prower is off the top of your head?
Nope.
Quick.
Nope.
Nope.
Sonic's sidekick, Tails. His name is Miles Prower. Yep. Over on the Discord. We've got Jor1313. I think that Michael Phelps deserves his own video game. I don't think that a swimming video game would be fun in any way at all, but I think he deserves a game with his name on it. Maybe just put his name on a snowboarding game or something.
Michael Phelps curling.
Yes, and he got oopsed because Michael Phelps does have a game called Push the Limit.
Oh, there you go.
And it was an Xbox 360 Connect game.
And it wasn't fun.
Wow.
Right, which probably looked ridiculous. And Conan did a Clueless Gamer about it.
Oh.
Really?
Wow, I don't remember that one.
Huh.
Yes. There you have it. Bad Gamer Elite. I'm not a big sports guy. Think Ed with 2 Overwatch League matches watched. So I'd have to say one of the few sports, I don't know. One of the few sports that I did play.
Just go with it.
In my youth growing up in Brooklyn. Leroy Jenkins presents Handball Extreme 18. Updated street sports game that you remember from back in the day. Call out your homies in the Smack Talk Smackdown minigame coming to you around the way near you. Yes, thank you, Lim.
All right, perfect.
All right.
Mark Boucher finally says Steph Curry's 3-point shootout.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
That makes sense.
That boy can shoot a 3. Lord have mercy. And them NBA threes, if you haven't shot an NBA 3 lately, it's already far. And that Joker shoots it from way past that.
Wow.
Because he's a beast.
I could take him.
Practices every day, for crying out loud.
You could take him, and who gets sunburnt quicker?
Well, you're dang right on that.
How fast you can put sunscreen on.
Beat him in SPF.
That's right.
All day, every day.
55.
Well, you know where to find us. Facebook.com/Married to the Games, Twitter.com/MTTGcast. Of course, you could come check out the website, marriedtothegames.com. You probably won't be seeing the forum anytime soon.
Nope.
Like Ed said, youtube.com/Married to the Games, and now on Patreon at patreon.com/MTTG if you'd like to support your boys. And Tim.
Rate us on iTunes so your great-grandfather can be in a photo with our grandfather as they travel from China to Jamaica. Happy Black China History Month, everybody.
What the world?
Black China.
Wow.
With a Q.
Yeah, Year of the Dog.
You're the dog.
Nice. Well, let's get into some questions.
All right. We're going to start with Discord. We're going to start with disaster.
Ooh.
I'm starting to plan out my drive to 300, which is going to be about 10 hours, and it got me thinking. When you have a long road trip, do you prefer to start early in the morning and get there in the afternoon, or start later and arrive late at night?
Early in the morning.
Early in the morning.
Amen to that. The
Early in the
earlier,
morning?
the better.
Because I think that, and you don't have, that fear of falling asleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're more refreshed, definitely.
Mm-hmm. Faux show.
Yep. That was easy. All right, Bad Gamer Elite. If 300 were to have a theme, What would it be? Think decorations, theme song, motif, and the like. I think it's a barbecue, like a grill out.
Yeah. What kind of theme?
I mean, I feel like it needs to be E3 themed, maybe?
Yeah, E3
Or
themed.
just video games all over the place?
Yeah.
E300. Ooh, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. All
There
right,
you
cool.
go.
Man, we're just flying through these. Kabowski, what is your favorite Doritos flavor?
Original.
I'm boring. Just the nacho cheese one.
I'll go Cool Ranch.
Nah, I'm going Cool Ranch too. That is delicious. You need gum after that though, man, because you are breathing the dragon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you got that fire coming on,
The
boy.
dragon fire.
Like, hi, oh, whoa, did you have
No,
Doritos in the last week and a half?
Or did you eat a dead animal?
You need some of that
one?
Morgan Freeman Mountain Dew to cool it off.
Hey, that's right.
Good job.
All right, Fluxel. Tuesday is National Oreo Day. How do you eat your Oreos? Twist and eat, with or without milk, etc.
He left out D, all of the above.
Right?
I mean, it's not like I'm just having one. Come on now.
Yeah.
Exactly. I dunk. I don't twist and eat. I dunk in milk and then just, so good.
Seriously, all of it. Yeah, I mean, I'll eat one regular, dunk one, twist and eat, all of it. Ed?
Usually regular with an occasional twist and eat.
Mm-hmm. Christopher?
Nice.
I'm down to do all of the above, but I'm usually just straight up just eat it normally. But I'm like you. I don't eat just one. I eat many. One row,
You
maybe.
can never eat just one.
Maybe one sleeve.
Yeah, one ream of Oreos.
One box, perhaps.
What is that stuff in the middle? Is it? I mean, besides like delicious, is it
It's
like
cream without an A.
It's like dehydrated cream, basically.
That's delicious.
Yeah, they spell it
It's delicious.
CREME.
Yes.
Yeah, that's weird.
Let's move on to Facebook, shall we? Kevin Miller Jr. I'm a fairly new listener. Been listening for about the last year. Love the show. Always get a good laugh, especially with the real life stories. I'm sure this question has been asked before. At what age did you have your kids first play a video game? My son is 3, will be 4 in June. I gotta say, playing/watching him play is the most irritating thing to do ever.
That sounds like
Amen. Preach that.
Ollie, push the green button. Jump. Why are you just running into that wall? Jump. OMG, just give it here. LOL.
That's
I
so
love
Gabe.
it. That is awesome, Kevin. Yeah,
That
that's
is
amazing.
very-
funny.
Yes.
Chris, what about your child?
I keep trying to show her how to hold the controller, but she just won't do it because she has paws.
The thumbs.
Yeah, no
That's
opposable
right.
thumbs. Dang it.
I started Amara pretty early, but I mean, like he's saying, it's so frustrating. So we just kind of do the workaround and do just the dance. You know, Remy loves the dancing game.
Yeah, that's
And
awesome.
so I just freaking hear beep, beep, I'm a sheep over and over and
That
over
song
again.
is so weird.
Yeah, it's like beep, 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 I'm a sheep. And then it say bow wow like a cow or something like that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a weird song.
All right.
There's something got lost in translation there.
Yeah, exactly. No, I'd be the same way. I was playing, I think the first time Piper actually touched the controller, I was playing Rocket League. So I'm like, here you go, honey, try this. And I'm like, you know what? Just give me back that controller. She's like running into the wall and we're already getting scored on. But she loved it. Like she loved watching it. But, you know, if she wants to play video games, you know, daddy's always willing. But she hasn't really gotten that itch yet. But yeah, I can imagine it would be extremely frustrating to be like, no, just give it to me.
I have to say, though, one thing about that beep, beep, I'm a sheep song, which is really weird because it always catches me off guard. At the beginning, there's a guy talking, like, I don't even know what he's saying. But when the song kicks in, he goes, tell him, Gabe. I was like, well, tell him, Gabe. I was like, that's weird.
It's Tobe.
Tell him Tobe.
Yeah.
Come on.
I was like, what the heck?
Oh, that's funny.
Copyright infringement.
Yeah, it is. Okay, Chad Fackler. So, quick 2-part question. Breakfast, lunch, or dinner, what is your favorite?
Probably breakfast.
Oh,
Heck yeah, it's breakfast.
it is?
I got to
Yes.
go dinner, I think.
I think dinner, too.
Well, you are quite the chef, my friend.
Yeah.
Oh, does he
will
mean
say.
making it or just eating it?
I mean, even just eating it, I'd probably dinner.
He does both.
I'd rather I'd rather eat dinner.
Mm.
We get up and go and sometimes skip breakfast altogether.
Yeah, I don't usually have breakfast.
That's a travesty. Okay, so then follow up the second question. And breakfast anytime, yay or nay?
Yeah, that was more my angle with it. Because I don't always eat breakfast either, but the meal, like the stuff you eat for breakfast, like eggs and bacon, all that, I like that.
Bacon, sausage.
And I'll eat it at any time.
Oh, yeah.
Lunch, dinner, whatever. I like breakfasty foods.
I agree.
Yeah.
Amen.
Mm-hmm.
Pancakes.
I'm in agreement
Give me
there.
some pancakes.
I know. I mean, like, who gonna turn down a waffle?
Right?
I'm not.
Yeah, right?
And then when you talk about dinner and you got chicken and waffles
Oh, please, come on.
with just the syrup all over the place.
With the syrup. Delicious. Anybody up for
Well,
chicken and waffles?
If all 3 kids are sleeping, I could probably sneak out real quick to the
Hey, I will. Where do you want me to go? I will bring it to you.
Sadie will bark if a stranger comes up to the door.
Yeah.
Yeah, no worries. All right, Jason Chans, did you ever allow someone to borrow a game that you loved when you were a kid, which they never returned? I had a friend beg me over and over to borrow Final Fantasy III. I always refused, but once I had finished it, I felt like it was only right to share the enjoyment that I got from playing it. I hope Home Skillet is still enjoying it today. Hashtag $80. Hashtag ain't stealing if it's borrowed. I love it.
I have a terrible story. Me and my buddy Chico went half on a game, and he was like, let me play it first. And I was like, all right. And then when I went and asked him for it, he had sold it.
Oh, Chico.
What game was it?
I don't even remember. I never got to play it.
Awesome. Pretty sneaky, sis.
He was like, oh, man, I put that on eBay. I was like, what? We went half on it.
Oh, that's so funny.
Did he give you half the profit from eBay?
I
What
know,
you
right?
think?
I know he
Yeah,
didn't.
right.
You know Chico. Come on now.
No, he spent that, John.
I was so mad. Oh, I was like,
That's
well, I
really-
never.
And you don't
do that
remember
with
what
you
the game
ever,
was?
ever again. No, I never got to. It never made it into my hands.
Oh, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I have never let someone borrow a game like that. I usually try and get it back when they're done with it.
Mm-hmm. We know Chris don't be letting people borrow games because he can't.
Yep. But
Because you
even
can't.
back in the day, I never. I mean, once I finished a game, I was usually done with it. So I mean, I was fine if they took it or whatever. Typically, like I wasn't like, oh my gosh, I got to get it back, like fiending for it kind of thing. So
There you go.
There you go. Catalan Chelsoy. So it's been about 2 months since we moved into our newly built home, and things are moving along pretty well for me. My daughter loves it. The wife is coming around. It took her a while, but she is getting comfortable. Do any of you guys have this problem with the spouses? Gabe, did you refer to me as she again? You owe me for that, by the way. Next time you're in Memphis or I'm in Nashville, lunch is a must. Oh, something cool. I am a prior U.S. Marine, and I got to celebrate the birthday of a World War II U.S. Marine veteran today that turned 100.
Wow.
An honor to meet him, wish him happy birthday, and hear some of his stories. Just wow.
That's
That's
awesome.
Man,
incredible.
that is amazing. And you being prior U.S. Marine, thank you for that. And wow, 100 years old. Man, I hope, please tell me you like recorded some of it or just listen to some of his stories, because that generation is not around not much longer.
That's
And,
right.
You know, it's good to get stories from everybody who served like that. So especially during World War II.
Especially if they're still like about their wits. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like my grandfather still has got a good grasp on life, and he's 92.
That's great.
And so it's interesting talking to him, because it seems like if you're old now, you saw the invention of a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That really changed the world.
Things
Technology
moved
took
fast.
off.
Yeah.
They did.
yep.
I mean, anytime you want to dedicate a podcast episode for me, I'm happy to share some stories with you guys.
That's awesome. From being so old.
Yes.
I just want to know what it really felt like. Did like the whole Titanic shake, or
Exactly.
did you
I
know
was
that
there.
you hit something?
It's not even a question of telling the story. I was there.
Yeah,
I
I feel
am
you.
the story. So it's all good.
Did the dinosaurs even try to run from that meteor? Or
No, man, they didn't even know what hit them.
so weird.
They were looking up at it like Trump at the eclipse.
I hid underneath a brontosaurus. That's how I survived.
That's funny.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
I am going to rip off a line from Chris Rock's new comedy special.
Please.
He's talking about men and women in houses and how it's usually the woman's house.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And so that's why it means so much to them. He said, men, I know you might think it's your house.
Nope.
If you think it is, hang up a picture of your mom and just see what happens.
That's good.
You will quickly find out it's not your house. And so with Jenny, yes, I do, because she's number one, she's here most of the time when I'm gone.
Right.
And so it definitely was, if the house wasn't gonna float or boat, we wasn't moving into it.
Mm-hmm.
Faux show.
What was the question?
Do any of you guys have this problem with spouses?
Yeah, she's just getting to like the house. It's not like she loves it right now.
Gotcha.
Right. Yeah.
And sorry if I called you a girl.
It's all good. I actually say
On
the
his
same.
behalf.
I say the same thing with everybody. I'm like, hey, this is Lauren's house, and I just live in it. She with all of our houses, she's the one that like went out and actively searched for a new home. I'm one of those people where I'm very happy where I am, very comfortable, status quo, and she's the one that really kind of pushed us to be like, hey, let's move. And I'm so happy we did. The process was horrible, but but it's great, and I just let her go with it. My whole goal is to stay out of her way and just let her do her thing, because she's got a gift for it, and our house is great. And I mean, it just takes time. Like, and especially when you're first starting out, like we still have boxes everywhere, and we're what 5 months in now, and it's just a long process just to unpack, and a lot of this stuff, like we've gotten all of the livable, like day-to-day stuff done, and that's probably where we're going to stay for a little while until, hey, what are you going to do today? Oh, let's tackle this, and then we finally get to it.
So let me ask, because I'm ignorant and I don't know. I've never been to your house or the old house even. So like, I know you go to the store a lot of times and you work from there, and obviously you have a laptop.
Yep.
and you've said you've worked out of the Ribbo place and all that and yada yada. Do you have like an office, or is there? I hear you.
Yes.
It's Lauren's house, but do you have a room or a space or is there?
I do.
Is there
I have
a U place?
Yeah, I have a front. The in the new.
He has
place,
a whole space. It's called the crawl space.
the crawl space. It's called the
driveway.
garage.
The garage in the car.
I have in each house I've had an office, because I still would like one, especially to do invoicing and for all the house financials and everything. Like, I still have an office, but you raise an interesting point, because I can literally go anywhere with my job, which is what I love about it. I just need a laptop and Wi-Fi, and I am good to go. And so it's kind of a blessing and a curse at the same time, because everywhere I go, even on vacations, I'm bringing my laptop with me, because I just have that kind of job that has to kind of be at the ready in case something happens. So
That's right.
But yes, and that's what, in the mornings I will work from my office, and then when Lauren's ready to go, then we go to the store, or I'll go to Ribbo, or I'll stay at home. It depends on the situation. So good question, Chris. Thanks for that. Appreciate it. Fonzie Maldonado. Fonzie Maldonado, you are all great. Keep up the good work. Been listening since November. One of my favorites. And this is the kicker. Hashtag Texas knows chili. I love it.
Yes.
I love somebody that pays attention.
Yes.
That is great.
No beans.
Moving on to Twitter and bringing up our final question, Mr. Ham at MTTG Brazil team. Happy National Retro Day. What's one retro technology / practice that you wish would have stayed around instead of disappearing because of progress? For example, I loved Laserdisc movies and missed the days when you got a mini intermission while the disc changed sides. How about y'all?
Why would you like that?
Right?
Maybe he has to pee a lot.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. But then you just have the pause button, so.
I know.
I miss the anticipation of a fax.
Ooh.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, like as it's printing out, you're like, oh, snap.
Yeah.
It's coming. Here it comes. Oh, Sizer Soze.
Oh, that's awesome. That's good.
You guys didn't ever send Kaiser Soze to yourself on fax machine?
No.
No.
Okay, never mind.
Just you, man. Just you.
I want to change my answer. I'm just kidding. Chris?
Man, that's a really interesting question.
Rotary phones?
I don't even know if I know I used them like as a toy. I don't know if I ever used an actual rotary phone like to make a real call.
Oh, my grandparents had a rotary phone.
Oh, I would curse people that had a lot of 9s and 0s.
Right?
That's for sure. Oh,
Man.
Brep, brep, brep. But it wasn't so bad when you first started out, right? You were like 7. And then that was somebody's phone number.
who, me?
When you were first using the rotary phone? Yeah.
When I first used the rotary? Yeah, sure.
It was like, oh, I got to call Jack. What's his number again? Oh, yeah, 3.
Operator, could you
3.
patch me into?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. I need the Thompson house.
Operator, send me to Thompson House, please.
Maybe the only thing that I can kind of think of, because when I was a kid, if ever I would have the opportunity where I would order something, or let's say I got like something out of a magazine or something like that, I kind of liked it, similar to what you were saying about the fax thing, although I know you're going the Kaiser Soze route, not having like a tracking number to instantaneously know, oh, it's on the way and it's gonna be here and it's gonna be here tomorrow. Like you order something and it just shows up when it shows up. Every day I would come home waiting on that thing to be there.
Yeah, man.
That
Good
was
one.
kind of fun.
Good one.
It's like Christmas.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't when it took forever, and then when it got lost in the mail, and you had no real way to, like, where is my thing? Yeah.
And if you were lucky enough, you forgot about it, and then it was more of a surprise.
Yes. And then
that totally happened to me.
Oh,
yeah.
That was like when you would get up and go to the bathroom at a restaurant and come back and the food would be there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
It's perfect.
that's the best feeling.
Perfect timing. I love that.
Ed, what about you?
When I was younger, I used to love making the outgoing messages on the answering machine.
Oh,
of course.
And then just waiting for people to call so they could revel in my brilliance.
Oh, of course.
Of course, be like, oh, Ed, you're so brilliant.
Oh, that was my best one yet. Good work.
Yeah.
Good work.
You know, me and you, Ed, we were right there with that doggone answer machine. Oh my gosh,
That's so funny.
Do you remember any? Do you remember one?
I remember doing like impressions of like Billy Crystal's Fernando from Saturday Night Live, and there's the classic "Hello." Oh no, it's just a machine. Fooled you.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I did that to somebody the other day, except I said their name. They were really thrown off. I was like, "Hey, Chris." He was like, "Hey, man, how you doing?" I was like, "I'm just kidding. Leave a message."
Oh,
And he was like,
nice.
He goes, "Wait, what's going on?"
That's
like that. He was talking to himself. I was like, "I'm just joking." He was like, "Oh man, I thought you just did that for everybody's name on your phone." I was like,
that's
"Yeah,
so
my
funny.
answer machine just says Chris on it."
Oh man, with Google Voice you can.
Ooh.
That's right. Yeah, you can. Because you had my answer machine as "Oh yes, yes, y'all" for a little bit.
That's right.
Oh, that's good.
Did everybody answer?
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Tim? Did you say what you missed?
Oh, no. Square roller skates. I missed those.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I'm actually.
You missed the wonder of fire.
Yeah, exactly. I missed the wonder of
Leopard
fire.
print one pieces.
I missed
Covering yourself with just a fig leaf.
I missed the cave writing. The cave writing. There were some good cave writers back in the day.
You missed walking in the garden with God.
Trying to not eat that apple.
Lauren was like, "If you don't eat this apple." Yeah,
That's right.
It's like, it is your house. I guess I will.
yeah,
That's
exactly.
right. I don't want to be rude.
Happy life, happy wife. That's what I always say.
That's right. Exactly. Yeah, I missed the Big Bang and all that fun stuff.
You miss talking to snakes.
Yep.
Smiting.
You miss when snakes had legs.
Exactly. I miss when God created the heavens and the earth. Page
You
one.
miss wondering what birth would have been like without the labor pains. You're like,
Exactly,
man, if we wouldn't have ate that
exactly.
apple.
Wondering why he had a belly button.
Oh, no. I missed my second rib. My second rib.
Yeah, exactly.
Totally missed my second rib.
You miss wondering what you did so poorly about raising your children that one killed the other. You didn't even have Call of Duty or television back then. It's like how you raise two
man.
boys and one being so bad that he killed his brother.
Kills the other one. Yeah. It's freaking soap opera back then. Oh. Yeah.
You missed staying afloat those 40 days the flood was going on?
The anticipation of that dove
He's
coming
like,
back.
gosh, I wish Noah would have freaking let me in that boat.
Jeez.
He's like, I'm cussing Noah out when this whole thing is over.
Yep.
He saw me running towards the ark. He saw me. I know he did.
Just the simpler times, and there were only 4 commandments.
Just the 4.
Oh my gosh. That's really funny.
Anybody else got any more? Is that good? We got that? Do we get it
I
covered?
do, but I'm not editing to edit it out.
I think we're pretty much, I think we've covered, we've run the gamut. I actually love all of your answers, by the way. Chris, I love that, like, when you, like, ordered something and you're waiting for it, you could never track it, and it just popped up, and you're like, oh my gosh, I totally forgot about this, and you got so excited.
Yep.
And Ed, the answer machine stuff, spot on. That stuff is
Demo
great.
discs, too. As a gamer, I really
Demo
miss
discs.
demo discs.
There you go.
I used to love those because, I mean, how fast you would want to run home and throw that in to try 6 terrible games.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. That is it for the questions. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it. Back to you.
Oh, gosh. I don't even have a question of the week. I haven't thought about
That's
it.
yeah. Everyone's been thinking about how old I am versus actually the questions. And again, still not the oldest. So whatever.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know either. Yeah, just because I don't play freaking Overwatch and all of a sudden I'm the old guy.
I mean,
And I'm here with Tornbjorn or whatever the heck his name is.
Oh, my
if the Hebrew
gosh.
sandal fits.
Exactly. I will shake the dust off my sandal at you. That's what I'll do.
Go get my shoe.
Get my get off my lawn, and here's my shoe. Oh, good stuff.
That's
How you doing,
really
Gabe? Do we
funny.
need to stall some more?
Yeah,
Yeah,
keep going.
probably.
So back at the Garden of Eden, me and God had a conversation.
Yeah. He's like, who told you was naked?
I didn't even know what naked was. It was
I told him
liberating.
naked is as naked does. Is what I told him.
This is Lauren's garden. I just live here.
That's right.
He said, apparently.
But I do have an office space somewhere under this tree next to this apple. But I'm mobile. I can go anywhere. Just give me Wi-Fi and a laptop. I'm fine.
Oh, shoot. I do miss the days of not having to be like all the time connected with a console.
Oh, yeah.
Like these like updates that you have to do all the time. Call of Duty feels like updates every 3 days or something like that. It's crazy.
Really?
Oh, it feels like that at least. Okay.
All right, what do you got?
Man, I don't have one. Jeez Louise.
How about what spring 2018 game are you most looking forward to?
I like that question of the week.
Should we do that one?
Nah.
Yes.
Okay, next. Next.
Man, I had thought of one earlier today, and I was going to send it to you, and I was in the freaking car. I was like, I'm not going to remember this when I finally get to a point where I can hit a stoplight and write it.
Write it down, yeah.
Dang it.
No, we'll do spring 2018. You ask it since I've jacked up my responsibilities.
So the question of the week is, what spring 2018 game are you most looking forward to? Hit us up. I don't know your whole routine. Just do it. I'm too old, remember? I can't remember this stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Well, then I go through us. So, Ed,
Yes.
what spring 2018 game are you
yeah,
most
that's right,
looking
okay.
forward to?
Far Cry 5.
Yeah.
Chris?
God of War.
Tim?
Far Cry War. Can I say both? I'm really looking forward to both of them, but because I'm nervous about 5 just because of just the content. But I'm really looking forward to God of War. So I don't know.
Yes.
But I love the Far Cries.
All those are on my list too, but then I've got like this nagging Nino Cooney
Yeah, you
too
do.
in the back of
Is
my
that
head.
what is the release? When is it supposed to release?
In March.
March. Oh wow.
I think.
I was okay.
Which is in
There
2
you
days.
go.
Yeah. And
Wow.
then of course there's that Burnout Paradise.
It's true.
That I'll play. It's not like I'm looking forward to it the most, but yeah, I think it's in March. That's a good question.
March 23rd.
Yeah, March 23rd.
Nice.
There we go. I don't know when I'll play that game because those games are so long,
Yeah.
but I'll be off tour, and I will. The first order of business is to finish this
Is
shit
that
up.
is Ni no Kuni 2 and was the first one? Were they Sony exclusives?
I think they are, yeah.
Okay. Because in sake of that, it could be a good Switch
this
game for
one's-
you if it were on there.
Yeah, I wish. But this one's coming to Windows as well.
Oh, there you go.
But the first Ni no Kuni I played on PlayStation,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And I really liked it, Wrath of the White Witch. And it came out a long time ago,
Yeah.
2011.
Wasn't that a
Wow.
PS3 game?
Yep.
Yeah. That was a long time ago.
Yep.
Was it that long ago?
Yeah, man. 2011, doggy. In Japan, at least. And published in Western regions by Namco Bandai in January 2013.
Oh, okay. So right after the PS4 had launched. But I don't know. It probably
Yeah.
was only on PS3, though. Right?
I've played it on PS3, I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure. I want to say the last game I played on PS3 was Last of Us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that was
It was the
mine,
last
too.
game I spent any amount of time in on that one. Yeah, I think that was only on PS3. Man, that was a good game. Golly.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of has that, people said, I think, it's kind of got a Pokemon feel to it, I guess, because you kind of go around collecting monsters to fight for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but I
that's
really,
cool.
really liked it. I mean, I put hours and hours of game time into that game. So
Yeah.
Ni no Kuni 2. I'll play like 45 minutes of it. I'm so sad.
You talked it up so much, and you'll pay like 5 minutes of it, and that's it.
I know. You just got to think, like, I barely have any kids at the time. Like, I think Amara would have been a baby or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So that was a good excuse to just sit there
Well,
and
I
hold a
mean,
baby and play a
Just
game.
hold off a little while and get it on sale or something, so you at least save some money on it. If there's something
got
else,
other games to play.
Yeah, if there's something else you want to
Yeah,
play.
that's true. I mean, Far Cry and God of War are up there, man. I definitely want to play those. So let us know what game you're looking forward to the most this spring, 2018. Use hashtag AnswerMTTG or head over to the Facebook group and let us know. And of course, our Discordians can hit us up on Discord, our patrons. I'm Gabe Patillo.
Yeah, well.
That's Tim Router.
Hello.
That is Ed. What are they calling you now?
Placencia.
Non-Platcentia?
Yeah,
No Platcentia?
No Platcentia.
I don't. I guess if by they you mean one guy.
That's who they usually are.
Yeah.
I know, right? They are just really loud.
Didn't
Yeah,
they tell you?
You know what they're saying?
And Chris, the fiery redhead McCracken.
Oh yeah, Chris.
Fireface, Fire
Oh,
Chin.
Oh, hot pants. Hot pants
Oh, hot
McCracken.
pants. Chris, hot pants
Hot Pants
McCracken.
McCracken.
Done. That's right.
That might stick.
Yeah, it's going to.
Nice. 285 in the books, and we are married to the games, and we are up out this thing. Peace.